Hello, everybody. Just give me a second. I'm sharing it to my page here. Sharing it to my personal page from my public page because everybody likes my personal page versus my public page, which is cool. But I'm trying to get everybody to go over my public page. All right, hello, everybody. Thank you for watching United America Live, United America First Live. Tonight, I was gonna have the good old boys on with me, but we had to reschedule with them for this Thursday, this coming Thursday. And I wanted to go ahead and start now because Trump comes on in roughly about 45 minutes, and I want to make sure that I'm not trying to conflict with Trump because I want to watch it as well. Please share the video. We're streaming live on Facebook and YouTube at the very same time, and this is so people can tune in either platform. Okay. Tonight, I do have a special guest with me, Gabriel Silva. We're going to talk about the event that's coming up this Saturday, and he's going to talk a little bit about the Bundys. So without further ado, how you doing?
Good. How's it going?
Good. Thank you for joining me. So we were talking briefly about the Bundys. A lot of people aren't completely, they're not up to speed with that. So if you could you just give us a rundown really quick about that, and then we can talk about the rally. And also I want to talk a little bit about the mother of our rallies. Go ahead.
Yeah. So the Bundys, in the Bundy trial, there were some people that they had not guilty verdict today. So this is this is people that have been they've been locked up for 18 months, two different trials, not guilty. We've had Lavoy was killed in the incident in Oregon, and the Patriots, they got incarcerated in Oregon. They had not guilty verdict, so they got extradited to Nevada for the Bundy standoff. And today we have a not guilty verdict on most of the charges. And the other charges were deadlocked, and the judge is basically trying to hold these jurors accountable, and so they're trying to force them to come to a conclusion or whatnot. They're going to hold them overnight. But it's pretty interesting, and how this ties into us is that what was found in discovery in the case for the Bundys is that the feds that were in charge they basically had some land. The Bundys had some land in Nevada, and they were the government was using certain tactics. The BLM, the Bureau of Land Management, was using certain tactics to get this land that they were grazing on or whatnot. They killed cows, and they did things. And in this discovery of this case, they found through audio and stuff like that they were their federal tactic is to put people in a position to where they would be forced to defend themselves. And so what you would have is, after they defend themselves, that would give them a right to go in and kill them. And we have this stuff on audio from this case. And I found this out through Amon Bundy was telling us this from the jail cell during an interview. And so that translate to patriots and to like your statement of do not fight. That's what they want you to do, and that's absolute truth. And we can win this non-violently with the right conduct.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen that from everywhere. That's how they get us to fall for the trap, by getting us to fight. And then as soon as they get us to fight, guess who's in the wrong? We are. No matter who started it, no matter who did what, it's just like Charlottesville. I mean, the people that showed up, they showed up there to be violent. And you have one idiot that's going to run the people down like this and kill that lady. And then guess who's wrong? They're wrong.
Yep.
So people have to be mindful of what you do and even what you say. Today I made a phone call trying to call Nancy Pelosi, and I called her D.C. office and I called her San Francisco office, asking her if she would change her message about the rally that's coming up this weekend as a white supremacist rally, which is completely not true at all. And I actually got a live person, but they immediately sent me to voicemail. As soon as they kind of figure out, like, okay, I don't want to talk to this person, voicemail. And they probably do that with everybody, voicemail.
Yeah, it's typical of nowadays. We don't have the right communication with each other nowadays. Not only just government, but even corporations or places that we get a computer, or we get, so we have to punch in buttons. We don't get to talk to a live person. And, so that's kind of standard for today, and it's not good. It gives them that buffer where they don't really have to be put on the spot and answer your question or necessarily even get back to you. It's unfortunate.
Yeah, and I don't even know if she's going to even listen to the message, because on the message that I left, I requested that she give me a call back, and I'm pretty sure that I'm not going to get a call back.
Yeah, that happens a lot. I think that the officer that's in charge of the Berkeley event never got back to me today either. I called all the police departments yesterday, and San Francisco Police Department told me they will have officers on, on call and working when they wouldn't normally be working. They're going to have plenty of officers there to take care of the streets that are in their jurisdiction.
So, do you know? Do you have any information about the parking, about traveling to the rally for Saturday?
Specifically where the location to park is, I do not know that, but I've been talking to Joey, and Joey just posted, and I've shared his post, and he said that there will be a designated secure parking area, and we will be bussed in, and protesters will not even be close to us. We'll be all separated. So this is like the best possible outcome, the most safe outcome that we could have asked for this event. So I think it's going to actually go off and show the world that, look, it's going to delegitimize all the people that said that we're white supremacists, because it's going to go off perfectly, and people are going to be able to see the truth.
Yeah, exactly. You know what? I've seen posts out there, and I don't even want to talk about them because I know a lot of people get scared. And we should not be scared to show up to these rallies. That's exactly what they want. They want us to be fearful. They want us not to show up. They want us to shut up. They want us to just sit down and do nothing and not even leave our homes. I was watching a video today with Ace Baker, and he was just really just drilling it in, telling people, you've got to stop being afraid.
Yeah.
I mean, we've got to stop being afraid. And he said the reason why they look like they're so well organized and they're so well put together is because they show up in great numbers. He said, of course, basically, I'm kind of paraphrasing. Of course, the rallies, they don't, at the end of the day, after you do the rally, people go home. But he said it's the point that people show up and to represent that they love this country. And if we don't show up in great numbers to say, hey, I do love this country, we're just going to pretty much just give it to them. I mean, seriously. Who can, at this point, then why even do it? I mean, sometimes I get on here, I'm like, why am I constantly doing this? And I'm like, sometimes I feel like I'm not getting anywhere. I get a lot of people, no disrespect at all. It's just the way I feel, but I get a lot of people saying, hey, Will, I really appreciate you doing what you're doing. It's just, it is a struggle. It is a struggle. And then we don't get the people to show up in the numbers like we should. And it's just, it's really heart-wrenching that we don't have these people that should be able to stand up, able-bodied people. And it's not, trying to get people to come out and fight. That's not it at all. If we show up in great numbers, because we do outnumber BLM, and we do outnumber Antifa and all these other liberal, hateful groups. We do outnumber them with great numbers. But we don't show up when we should. And one thing that we most definitely need to show up is 2018 when it comes time to elect these people.
Absolutely. My message has always been participation. I'm trying to get people to have these rallies inside the Capitol. Maybe that's what we should do. We'll have a rally on legislative hearing day inside the Capitol so we can show up to fight legislation where they're trying to take away our rights. I've always been a big proponent of showing up and participation. That's like one of my main parts of my message. And of course, they're going to use fear. That's like their favorite thing, is to use fear and fear and race to divide us. We do need to show up. Participation is an absolute must. They have us in the ant line going down the freeway and worried about our jobs and scared that we'll lose it all. All of this stuff that's dangling in front of our face, so we don't participate, but we absolutely must, because if we don't, we're at the mercy of them. So Ace is exactly right. we have to show up. We have to stop being scared. I've talked to a lot of people, and I've seen a lot of organizations and people that usually would show up say, oh, it's going to be dangerous. And this is a direct effect of Nancy Pelosi and the mayors and city council members and other people have spoken up and said that we're white nationalists, we're white supremacists. And they said, well, we're not going to go. It's going to be, horrible down there. There's going to be violence and it's going to be danger, and I'm not going to risk myself. And then we have the other people that say, what's accomplished at these rallies. But at these rallies, we've actually been able to spread our message. Like this rally in particular is super important to me. I think it's one of the most important rallies that we've been a part of, because this rally right here is going to delegitimize the mainstream media and these politicians that are bold-faced about us being white supremacists. It's going to show them that, everything they said is just, so far from the truth, and we're actually coming together. And I think that's what they fear. That's why we're being attacked so much, is they fear that people coming together. We're powerful together.
Yeah, absolutely. I want everything you just said is absolutely true. But you know what? The thing I notice is that the left, they are very clever, and they will find some kind of way to try to twist it, to try to make it something. And you know what? It's not the fact that we have everybody that's a speaker and there's only one white person that's speaking. It's not the fact that we have different nationalities speaking. It's not the fact that we're going to have, hip hop bands there. It's not the fact that we're going to have all these different things that they say that we're not going to do. They're gonna try to make it some kind of way that we're sympathizers to the white supremacists, or we're traitors to, or it's just some kind of nonsense that's a complete lie. And to me, it gets real frustrating, because I'm like talking to these people, and I've actually tried to have conversation with some people, and they just get so angry with me and saying that you're just traitor. And I'm like, okay, give me an example how Donald J. Trump is a racist, because that's what it ultimately comes down to. They don't like the fact that we support our president. I didn't like Obama, but I wasn't doing all of this craziness because Obama was in office. I wasn't going around, burning buildings. I never did that. I never go around burning up vehicles. I never did that. I didn't have that in me to do it. And I still don't have it in me to do it. But you see that coming from the left. And it's all because we support America and we support our president. They have all been convinced that the president is racist. I was watching CNN earlier. They're right now in Arizona because Trump is getting ready to do his speech here in about 30 minutes. And while they were outside, CNN made a point to try to call this this doll that they have of Donald Trump. It was a big doll, and had Trump with a Nazi sign on his chest, on his doll. And CNN was like, look at the hateful doll here. Any other time they wouldn't say that. It's like CNN is trying to change their tactic, calling everything hateful. And even CNN said, the guy that was there said there's hatred on both sides. There's bigotry on both sides. But why is it when the president say that, it's a big issue? It's like he's not even addressing both sides.
Yeah. Because they hear what they want to hear. They hear what they want to hear. The reason why is because it's ruining the agenda that they're pushing of more government, more control, less freedom, less privacy, all that, and we're pushing unity and Trump. And so, like, as far as the event goes, like Joey said, Joey's been a big inspiration to me because he's real spiritual and he's real fair and he's honest. So he can look inward and he can really listen to people that he necessarily don't agree with ideologically and give them a chance. And so I think that this event is really cool, too, in a way that he's really pointed out that there are some bad people on this side. There are some bad people on that side. But those people are a small percentage of people that are the extremists, like Antifa. They don't necessarily represent all of the left. The moderates in the middle make up the actual greatest demographic. And so if we can, for our movement, for Trump supporters, or even just, constitutionalists and freedom lovers and patriots, to grow and to be more effective, we have to cater to this environment that would allow us to have a good conversation to get people to understand and hear what we're trying to say. And so that's what's kind of cool about Joey is that he's, you don't have to necessarily be a Trump supporter to come to our rally. because we all have common ground. We're all tired of the corrupt government. We're all tired of not being represented.
Right.
We're tired of a lot of things. We're all on the same page. We just have different ideology how to go about it. Some liberals and some liberal moderates, they moderate liberals, they just believe in a little bit different way to handle it. Me personally, I'm conservative. But the group in the middle is where we can stop pointing our fingers at each other and start pointing to the top and try to figure this out together, try to unify. And that's what really scares them about Joey's message, is because he's like, look, I'll agree, there's some Nazis and there's some people that try to show up to these things, and we denounce them, and we do not want to be part of them. They stick to us. And we try to kick them out. We do not want anything to do with these people. And the left will take that and generalize. So we're dying in the generalization. And there's the Antifa that shows up on the other side, and they vandalize things and assault people. And, the media is glorifying this type of behavior. These elected officials are glorifying this type of behavior where they're fighting police. They're trying to shoot people. I posted today, did you see the Black Lives Matter getting in a fight with Antifa? I thought it would be very good to point out the fact that Black Lives Matter, Joey pulled them up on stage and gave them a chance to speak, to hear, what they have to say. You can't just chant this immature, aggravating chants at each other, because
Right.
we're not getting anywhere doing that. We have to facilitate conversation. And I just wanted to point out the difference that Black Lives Matter, they're trying to aggregate interests for their race, they say it's for their equality and all that, whether or not you believe in that, and that's that's a whole different conversation. My point is the difference between BLM and the Antifa is for communism. They openly want to destroy America and they hate America. Where at BLM, they still possibly love America and want freedom. They just want to change things that are going on within America, like police brutality, and which I've always said there's good cops and there's bad cops, and we shouldn't
Right.
generalize them either.
Right. There's always been good cops and bad cops, and you know what? It's always going to be that way. I
Yeah.
think the main reason with BLM is when the media, when something happens to a black person, they emphasize it. What I don't like about BLM is that they're not putting all this energy into trying to fix the situations like in Chicago and St. Louis and Detroit. That's where my problem comes with BLM. They're always screaming when a white person does something. That's when you get BLM to get involved. If they change their tactics and go after these governors and these mayors that's not fixing the cities where black people are killing black people to an alarming rate. I mean, it's like genocide. Seriously,
address
if
the issue
genocide was
correctly.
going on, that's the problem I have. If they're going to put all this energy and all this effort for when a single white person does something, and then they try to deem everybody white an issue, but then they have multiple black people going out killing black people, and they don't say anything about it. Or if they do, they keep it so under the radar, no one even hears about it. And another thing I don't like about BLM is that they're creating segregation all over again. I mean,
Yeah.
we have men and women in the past that died and fought and bled to try to make a difference in this country so we can all have equal rights, and they're just removing them all. I mean, right
Absolutely.
now, I've read an article in LA. They have an all-black student union, and white people are not involved. Or the white people can't even go inside. Can you
Yeah.
imagine if there was an all-white student union somewhere, anywhere in the United States? They would go crazy. I mean, BLM would be there, ACLU, the Antifa, NAACP,
Yeah.
CNN, ABC, CBS, all of them would be there. But it's okay
Yeah.
for them to do it. It's double standards. And then what's really crazy is that when I talk to black people about it, they make excuses for it.
Yeah.
That's what, I mean, to me, that is completely sickening. They make excuses to have segregation. I mean, you can't. How do they expect to move forward? They're
that's not
completely
uniting.
going backwards. I can go on and on about that. It's the same thing. Like
Yeah.
they always keep up bringing up slavery as if they're slaves. And I tell them, I say, you know what? Those shackles you got on your hands and your feet don't have locks. I mean, seriously, they put the shackles on and there's no locks. I mean, so they can take them off. They choose not to. They choose to live in the past. And that's what I don't like about BLM. Now, we can
Yeah.
go on and on about Antifa. Antifa, look, to me, they're no different than ISIS. I mean, people, you can go out there and Google
Yeah.
Antifa, and they look just like ISIS. And it just so happened they're getting funded, to my understanding, from the Muslim Brotherhood. What a coincidence.
Yeah. Yeah. And, they're removing the history just like ISIS is. And, to me, Both of them, BLM is causing division. You know what I mean? And they're, like you said, moving backwards. But Antifa to me is just needs to be stopped. Needs to be deemed a terrorist organization immediately. They're out there. They're attacking police. They've been caught trying to put bombs in places. They've destroyed, the businesses. They're throwing acid, pee, and poop on people. They're bear macing people, trying to shut down free speech, and they're pushing for communism. And so they have to be stopped. If an organization gets together and they use violence to push their agenda, and they are openly saying they want to destroy America, they hate America, they're flying communist flags and burning American flags, that is no different than any terrorist organization in the whole world, in my opinion.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. And you know what I noticed CNN was talking about how Antifa is doing such a great job, and how actually CNN is supporting Antifa. Antifa is a domestic terrorist group, and even in Virginia, they actually put up the Antifa flag so that people, and when they put up that Antifa flag, they started clapping. I mean, seriously, that is basically an ISIS flag, just in a different colors.
Yeah, and they're basically colluding with them. Like all the elected officials and CNN and all them, for them glorifying that, it shows you their motives and how they feel about America. They're part of the machine. They're the psyops arm of it. They're the ones trying to create a common consensus that our country is in shambles and that America is bad. And I like a lot of these videos that are coming out. If you go to Starbucks, you go to a restaurant, you go everywhere, somehow everybody of all different kinds of ethnicities are conducting their day-to-day business completely fine, and everybody's great, but yet somehow across America there's this civil war going on. And I'll tell you what, the only civil war that's going on is whenever there's rallies for patriots that love this country that are going out there to speak about all the stuff that's going on, and these people coming out causing violence and vandalism and spewing their hate against what they deem as hate. That's where the unrest is, and that's all. That's exactly where it's at. And these are misguided people. It's because they've been teaching them in college, they've been teaching them in school, and they've been pushing it in the media, and they're using comedy channels and every different aspect of the media to push this.
Yep, exactly. I mean, they keep pushing the hate as if Trump has been a racist all of his life. And then you can show, I've shown the video that Mark Dice put out, where it was a collage of Donald Trump denouncing the KKK, the white supremacists, the neo-Nazis, constantly. I mean, constantly. And it's over a long period of time. But you know what? They don't want to see it. And they don't care. Yep. And they say, well, that's different. This is now. We're not talking about then. But you know what? They always said that he's always been a white supremacist, always a white racist. But why would he say that? I mean, and there was a couple of times he didn't even have to denounce it. They're just asking that because he's a white man. And, and during the time he was running for president. And that's the only reason why they're asking him. Did they ask Hillary Clinton, was she a white supremacist? Because there's pictures of her kissing the Grand Master. I mean, seriously.
Endorsed by him.
Yeah, endorsed by him. Did they ask her was she's a white supremacist? I believe she was, because she was calling black men super predators when she was in Arkansas. She was locking up black people like never before. So in Chicago, they're killing black people because of the Democratic Party. And I'm going to say that, and I do say it's because of the Democratic Party, because they're not doing anything to stop it. It's been going on for years and years, and they haven't done anything to stop it. And when she was in Arkansas, her and Bill Clinton, they were locking up black people left and right. And a lot of people don't even know that. But they don't even talk about that. They sweep that under the rug. Okay, well, that was then. See, that was then for her, and it's now for Trump, even though Trump denounced it all. I mean,
that's the part of the removal of the statues is getting rid of the Democratic history of all their history is basically everything they're saying that they hate right now. It's just so hypocritical and funny to me.
Absolutely.
Let's talk about these artists that we have going on. We have Work Dirty going to be performing in the Bay at the San Francisco rally this Saturday, Crissy Field, the Patriot Prayer Rally, and we have Young Gatlin, and both these artists are from the Bay Area. We have Good Old Boys from Placerville, and I think that really what's really cool is that maybe a lot of people might not like this type of music or something, but guess what? We all think they have a right to make this music, right? We all think that they have the free speech for artists to make this type of music, and they're from the Bay Area, and so I think it's perfectly fitting. I personally, I'm an artist myself, and for us to stand for free speech and have these artists stand up and go to a rally, and that all these elected officials and the media are saying that a white supremacist rally is really, it takes a lot of courage, and they're showing, leading by example, showing how to participate. And they're gonna kill it. They're gonna entertain us, and it's gonna be really really cool to see them up there. But I just think it's so fitting to have them there to show everybody, look, this isn't a white supremacist rally, for one. And for two, if you take away free speech, look at the artists. They're not going to be able to speak whatever they want in their artistry. The comedians are not going to be able to say whatever they want. They're not going to be able. Musicians are not going to be able to put lyrics in there that they want. Cartoonists, movie filmmakers, all that artistry. Free speech has a really, really, really wide range. And whenever you control free speech, that's the oppression, and we won't be able to get out ideas about corruption. We won't be able to get out the news about corruption and the tyrannical rule that's facing us right now. So I've given a thumbs up to these artists. Kudos. And if you watch Young Gatlin's video, he talks about a lot of the stuff that's going on in the poverty-stricken areas and stuff. I thought his video was pretty good.
Yeah. You know what? I'm going to go ahead. We have about almost 20 minutes. Yeah, we have 20 minutes before Donald J. Trump comes on and does his speech. So I'm going to open up the phone lines to see if there's anybody want to call in. And I'm going to try to, if we get a lot of calls, I'm going to try to limit it down to just 2 minutes so we can get more people calling in, because I know a lot of people want to watch the president.
Yeah.
So if anybody wants to call in, the line is open, 650-488-1076. You know what? I already have my ticket to the Mother of All rallies in D.C. Do you have yours?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I'm going.
Yeah, absolutely. So you know what? I'm excited. I'm excited to be there. And you know what? With everything that's going on, a lot of people, I've even talked to people right now that don't even know about the Mother of All rally. So I try to talk about it as much as possible. People,
Yeah.
I mean, you know what? There's a reason why it's called the Mother of All rallies, because this is, if you don't go to any of them, this is one that you most definitely need to go to. I mean, we need people to come out in great numbers this weekend, Saturday, at Crissy Field. We need people to come out in great numbers. I mean, seriously, because the Mother of All rallies, there's going to be so many people there. You're not going to have these anti-American hate groups showing up trying to protest. If they do, they're going to stand across the street, because there's going to be too many Americans there. They're going to be looking at them. Okay, well, I'm not going to try to get involved with that, you know.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, I've talked to some people that are kind of scared, and they shouldn't be scared. I mean, I've talked to people that's, I believe they haven't directly said it, but I've talked to some people that are kind of like running for office, and they seem to be a little scared.
Yeah. Right. I think that's the thing, is just there's so much fear surrounding all these and all these rallies.
Yep. Hello, caller. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Calling from Cocoa, Florida.
What's going on?
Not much, man. I just wanted to call about this fluoride in the water.
The fluoride in the water?
Yeah, you ever hear about the toxic waste they're putting in the water, the fluoride?
Yeah, it's been in there for years. You know, during Nazi Germany, when Hitler was in power, he was giving fluoride to the Jews to see what it would do, because it was a known poison then.
Yep.
Crazy.
Yep.
I'm
All right, thank you for calling.
trying to get them to take it out of our water.
Yeah, you need to get filters. Hey, thank you for calling.
All right, Will.
All right. Hello, what's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, this is Andy Davis from Edgewood, Kentucky.
Hey, what's going on? You got a question for us?
Well, I just wanted to see if you saw that ESPN didn't let the Robert Lee Asian man broadcast the game because his name was so much like the Confederate soldier.
Really? What was his name?
Because his name is Robert Lee.
Really?
However, he's obviously Asian.
He's Asian. His name is Robert Lee. I mean, because there's a lot of Asians here in California with the last name Lee. So,
yeah,
because his first name was Robert, they didn't allow him because his name Robert Lee. See, this is ridiculous.
It's absolutely preposterous.
This is actual facts, Will Johnson. No lie. ESPN actually, one of the sports writers on Fox was there and read a letter from ESPN that even acknowledged that this took place.
Wow. Wow. I'll have to look it up. I appreciate it, caller.
No problem.
Have a good one. Hello, what's your name? Where you calling from? Oh, look like we lost him. If you're still watching, call back in. We have about 15 minutes before we get off of here. If you want to call in, 650-488-1076. 15 minutes because I'm going to get off because I want to watch Trump's speech as well. All right, so you know what? I'm flying in on Friday for the Mother of All Rallies. So I'm going to be there all day Friday. I'm going to try to meet up with a whole bunch of people that I normally can't meet up with, here on the West Coast with people on the East Coast.
It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, and you know what, people, we've got to show up. We've got to show up. It's so important that we show up to these rallies. I mean, I know, like I said, a lot of people say, well, there's pointless. These rallies are pointless. You know what? To an extent, they are. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. To the extent they are, but you know what? When we show up and the media sees that we love this country, it's not pointless for that. Hello, caller. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hi, Will. It's Brian out of Los Angeles.
What's going on? Make it quick.
Yeah, I got it. So just to be clear, if you're going to give your speech, man, spread that love you have in you and kill that hate in people. And that's it.
Yeah. All right. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Bye.
All right. Yeah. You know what? I think I actually had to kind of redo my speech because of what's going on. And, with everything that's going on today, I'm gonna hit it hard. And, I'm not going to hold back any longer. So we have, yeah. Hello, what's your name? Where you calling from? Make it quick.
Hey, Will, my name's Tim.
What's going on, Tim?
Listen, did you listen to the Berkeley Mayor's conference today?
I did not. I missed that.
I heard it.
Really? So was he? So I'm assuming he's talking about the rally that's coming up this Sunday.
Well, yeah, and he was talking about the rally going to happen in Berkeley too. They were interviewing Amber Cummings, and some guy was really trying to shut her down real quick, though.
Yeah, that guy admitted that they use violence to shut people down. So I think it was pretty interesting interview of people seeing that. They would see she did a really good job, in my opinion, at showing that she wore this bandana over her face to show how Antifa shows up to commit crimes and stuff like that. I think it was a really good interview.
I'm going to have to check it out. Appreciate it, caller.
Hey, Democrats for Trump.
Yes, I like it. Hello, what's your name? Where you calling from?
What's up, man? This is Brian from San Francisco.
What's going on, Brian?
Hey, what's up, dude? Hey, man, I'm in the comments right now, bro, and I'm not trying to be, that guy. But let's get serious here. What are you guys really going to accomplish when you come out here? What are you really going to accomplish?
You know what? I think
it's
the whole
going to be a
point,
bunch of yelling and screaming.
You know what? It's not. Well, if there's any yelling and screaming, it's the opposition that shows up to do yelling and screaming. You know what?
I understand that.
And people should. When you have all these other groups that have these rallies and they show them on TV and they show them that they're completely peaceful, why is it when we have conservatives have a rally, the opposition show up and then we have all the yelling and screaming? If conservatives are just blowing hot air, why is anyone even showing up?
I know what you're talking about. I agree with you on that point. But you got to understand, even local media around here, they're spinning it a certain way that you guys are a lot more hateful than what, I've seen from what research I've done. And I've done my diligence and looked you guys up and tried to see what you're all about. And I didn't see any kind of Nazi rhetoric. I didn't see anything racist really in particular. You see my freedom fighters.
It's kind of hard for me to be
it's
kind of hard for me to be a white supremacist or a neo-Nazi. And that's to me that's I think I have enough common sense not to be that way. Because if I ever go to a rally, I'm pretty sure I'm not welcome.
We're not going to just stand down because they cause fear.
Has a very liberal mind state, and it's going to be a shit show. You guys already know this. So just prepare for it. and be happy you're on the federal land, because there's I mean, you're gonna be a little more protected over there. But I'm just saying, man, come on, be safe, please, be good. And I know it's gonna be wild, so I don't know, guys. Just
Yeah,
be
we
good.
don't want it to be wild. We want it to be completely peaceful. I actually did a live today, and I called Nancy Pelosi, and I asked her if she would please do a statement saying that this is not a white supremacist rally. This is a free speech rally. I mean, everybody, Joey, the permit holders, has even welcomed Democrats to come and even speak if someone wants to come and speak. When I had my rally, I welcomed,
Right.
but they don't want to because they don't like the fact that we support our president. And we don't have an issue waving the American flag, which to me is completely crazy. You know what? And about the American flag, they want to burn the American flag, but it was the American flag that was the end result of freeing the slaves. So it's like they have an issue with that.
Right.
And they said, "Well, I don't like what
Well,
the
you
flag
know what,
represents."
man? I understand.
So
bro.
I mean,
do.
it's
I get
interesting.
it.
But
you know what?
you know what?
Fighting a good fight, and watch out for those crazies, man. It's gonna
Yeah,
be wild.
yeah, I hear
Be
you.
good,
You
please.
know what? I hear you. I mean, I can't
Hey, all
reach.
the
We
people in
can't
the
reach
comments,
everybody.
I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be a troll. All right, guys. Thanks.
All right.
Hey, Will.
Yeah.
Hey, Will.
All right,
Hey,
take
I
care.
think it's important to say that that's just a media spin. It's not going to be a shit show. We've been speaking with the park enforcement and SFPD, and they have specifically, and Joey came out and released the post a little bit ago, and there is not going. This is the safest conditions we could actually ask for, where there is secure parking and separation for both sides. We're going to be well away from both sides, and it's not going to be something like we've been seeing. According to law enforcement, there's going to be safe travel to the event and back, and there's going to be a major separation. So I think that media fear and that shit show media spin is all to keep people away because they want to fear. But actually, in actuality, it's going to be very safe to attend the rally, and I want to welcome everybody and motivate them to come out.
Yeah, cool. You know what? And I be honest with you, I don't have what people come out and they have a different view of the opposition. I mean, you can say what you want to say, just don't be violent.
Exactly.
I mean, seriously. I mean, you can call me every hateful name because I get called every hateful name anyways. I mean, so I don't sit there and let it, chat my hide. I move on. So you can say what you want to say. That's the whole point. You have freedom of speech, regardless if I like what you're saying or not. As long as you're not trying to incite violence or trying to bring violence to somebody else, then everybody should be cool. I mean, seriously, and the main reason why I did that earlier today, because I don't expect Nancy Pelosi to come out and say, okay, I was wrong, because she's not going to do that. But I don't expect her to come out and say, okay, well, you know what? She could at least come out and say, you know what? I've had multiple people say that this is not a white supremacist rally. I've even had a black male reach out to me and said this is not white supremacist rally. He's actually one of the speakers, and we're not here to fight. We're not here to fight. I mean, stop it. We're not here to fight. I mean, seriously, we want to fight for America, just like these people that say they love America. You should join us. It's these politicians and it's these elites that have us fighting each other. Why? And all they're doing is sit back watching us rip each other apart for what?
Yep.
That's how come nothing ever comes out of these rallies, because people fighting. But I mean, I'm showing up not because I'm a black man. I'm showing up because I love America and I do support our president. I'm not afraid to say it, and I'll admit it to anybody. So
Absolutely.
yep, look like we have about 8 minutes. So now, actually, I just saw a live feed for Donald J. Trump right now. He has 20,000 people viewing him, and this was on Fox.
Nice.
Yeah, it was on Fox News. So, you know what? You want to go ahead and say one more anything else before we get off of here, and then talk about the rally that's coming up this Saturday. I mean, you already touched on it. So, is the parking going to be available next to the park? Because I know there was discussion about there might not be parking there.
Yeah, I don't know if the exact location of the parking has been released yet, but there's going to be a secured parking area, and we're definitely going to release that. You know what I mean? As soon as they let Joey know exactly what the logistics are of everything and how everything's going to happen, I'm pretty sure we're going to release all that information. But from right now, people just know there's going to be secure parking for your vehicles. That's going to be patrolled and secured, and there's going to be buses busing people into this park and busing people out of this park to prevent any kind of clash that may happen. There's going to be a separation between both sides, and I just can't reiterate enough that there's a whole group of teams of people from law enforcement going to be there and making sure that it's a very safe event. We couldn't even ask for a better situation to happen. So I just want you guys to know it's going to be very safe to go and attend this rally, and it's super important that you all show up to this rally, and that when you show up, you conduct yourself in a behavior that promotes a healthy conversation and a good vibe for everybody, because we're all there to have a good time, support America, and and unite America first. That's why Will has the most awesome logo, Unite America First.
Well, it's all about uniting America. And, we have to take care of home first. If we don't take care of home, then what's the point? I don't think we should be trying to me personally, I don't think we should be trying to butt our noses in business and other people's business in other worlds when we need to take care of America first.
Absolutely.
But I understand why sometimes you have to deploy soldiers in certain places, because if we don't kill the cockroaches where they are, they're just going to fester and move to where we are. So I understand that. Hey, I want to thank everybody for watching tonight. Look like Donald J. Trump is going to get ready to come on in about 5 minutes. So UniteAmericaFirst.com. Please, please, please. No violence, no violence, no violence. Show up this Saturday, Crissy Field, San Francisco. It's a beautiful city, and the park is beautiful. If nothing else, you can come take the view, take pictures. It's beautiful. And we're going to have a good time. That's what it's about. We're going to have a good time. So I would encourage everybody that is able to show up to come have a good time, to communicate with like-minded people and Americans that all love this country. Thank you, everybody, again. UniteAmericaFirst.com. We will see you Saturday. Good. Thank you for joining me. So we were talking briefly about the Bundys. A lot of people aren't completely... they're not up to speed with that. So if you could you just give us a rundown really quick about that, and then we can talk about the rally. And also I want to talk a little bit about the mother of our rallies. Go ahead.
Yeah. So the Bundys, in the Bundy trial, there were some people that they had not guilty verdict today. So this is people that have been, they've been locked up for, 18 months, 2 different trials, not guilty. We've had, Lavoy was killed in the incident in Oregon. And, the Patriots, they got incarcerated in Oregon. They had not guilty verdict, so they got extradited to on or whatnot. They killed cows, and they did things. And in this discovery of this case, they found through audio and stuff like that they were their federal tactic is to put people in a position to where they would be forced to defend themselves. And so what you would have is, after they defend themselves, that would give them a right to go in and kill them. And we have this stuff on audio from this case. And I found this out through Amon Bundy was telling us this from the jail cell during an interview. And so that translate to Patriots and to like your statement of do not fight. That's what they want you to do, and that's absolute truth. And we can win this non-violently with the right.
Hello, everybody. Just give me a second. I'm sharing it to my page here. Sharing it to my personal page from my public page, because everybody likes my personal page versus my public page, which is cool. But I'm trying to get everybody to go to my public page. All right. Hello, everybody. Thank you for watching Unite America Live.
To Nevada for the Bundy standoff, and today we have a not guilty verdict on most of the charges. And the other charges were deadlocked, and the judge is basically trying to hold these jurors accountable. And so they're trying to, force them to come to a conclusion or whatnot. They're going to hold them overnight. So, but it's pretty interesting, and how this ties into us is that what was found in discovery in the case for the Bundys is that the feds that were in charge they basically had some land. The Bundys had some land in Nevada, and they were the government was using certain tactics. The BLM, the Bureau of Land Management, was using certain tactics to get this land that they were great.
America First Live tonight. I was gonna have the Good Old Boys on with me, but we had to reschedule with them for this Thursday, this coming Thursday, and I wanted to go ahead and start now because Trump comes on in roughly about 45 minutes, and I want to make sure that I'm not trying to conflict with Trump because I want to watch it as well. Please share the video. We're streaming live on Facebook and YouTube at the very same time, and this is so people can tune in either platform. Okay. Tonight, I do have a special guest with me, Gabriel Silva. We're going to talk about the event that's coming up this Saturday, and he's going to talk a little bit about the Bundys. So without further ado, how you doing?
Good. How's it